Right on. How's everybody this morning? Today is the 5th of November, 2025. Wow. My name's Chris Stevens. I'm the president of Uncle Dan's Salad Dressings, Dips, and Seasonings. I'm kind of the creator of the Incubator Wednesday for Heart of Business. This has been one of those steadfast things we've been doing for about 4 or 5 years now. And, you know, the group has changed here through time, but I think we have a really cool core group of people. And if you've never been to one of our events before, our Wednesday mornings, what's unique about this opportunity is it's not like any other networking group you've been a part of. All right. This is something where you can bring problems in, business problems in, you can share them, the group can help dissect. You're going to find really good leadership in this group. You're going to find really good support in this group. And if you're new here, I welcome you plugged into the system so you know what events we're doing, what we've got going on when. So please, if you haven't done this before, I invite you to try it a couple, 3 times. Just don't come once. Come a couple, 3 times, get a feel for it, because we do change it up every week. Today we've got member spotlights where we're going to have individual members stand up and do a semi-deep dive on what it is they do and what they bring to the table. We're going to put them on 15-minute time limits. We don't have, Leon's not here today, so we don't have to worry about any run over. So anyway, I'm going to introduce some of our board members. We have Sean Hoskin of Creative Tech Solutions. He's the man back there behind the camera. He's not a videographer, but he does know that technical industry and technical side of it really well. If you're setting up a stereo system in your home or internet connections or anything like that, he's the dude you want to talk to. Paul Ebel, right back here with Euro Global Nutrition. He's our HOB Vice President. Crystal Hoskin down there with CLR Bookkeeping and Beyond. She runs a fantastic bookkeeping business, and she likes to say that she likes to do the things that you hate. So, and I can personally attest to that. Michael Christensen with Christensen Wealth and Wellness. I'm not sure if he's back today or not. Cody Fensky with Fensky Realty. I'll go back to him in a minute. Joe Bruni with Quality Imaging Supplies. And then Lynn Knapp with the Hitching Post, formerly of the Hitching Post, everybody's favorite model. If you need a good lift me up hug, Lynn's a good girl to give you a hug, all right? So she'll give you a good positive lift. 3 roles we promote: we serve others first, we play nice with no drama. This isn't an episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or Hip Hop Atlanta. And then we promote our businesses, but we don't be pushy. So anyway, Wednesday mornings are always free. Becoming a member has a few nice perks. For only $75, I was looking at 79 and I said 75. $79 a year, you get to become a member. Your name listed on the website and our directory. You're allowed to post weekly in our Facebook group. Most importantly, it helps support our unique networking opportunity called Heart of Business. And for more information, see one of the board members or go see Crystal. That's probably, I'm just keep pointing at Crystal because she's the one that's going to end up with it anyway. Now we're going to have business spotlights. Next we have Ellie Tashkova. Did I say that right this time?
Ellie.
Ellie, yay, Ellie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ellie Tashkova, and I'm the owner of Elevate Accounting, where my motto is better books, better business. Before I tell you what I do, I want to share something personal. There is a quote that has been keeping me going lately. If you want something you've never had before, you need to do something you've never done before. And another one that's been resonating even more deeply with me recently is do it scared. Because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm standing here doing it scared. I'm introvert by nature, and public speaking is definitely outside of my comfort zone. But I've learned that growth happens when you step out into discomfort. So here I am, doing it scared and grateful to be here with all of you. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Bulgaria, and I made Falls my home for the last 17 years. I love hiking and being outdoors. Also, a fun fact is that I'm part of a Bulgarian dancing group, and we're going to be performing this Saturday at the folk festival. So come see us and share some culture with us. Personally, I am a CPA, and what sets me apart from other keepers that you might come across is that I have those credentials and I understand the numbers, so I don't just put them in. I know what they mean when I look into financials and see if things make sense. How I got here is in November, I was also laid off, and I decided that this would be the best thing that has happened to me. It encouraged me to take a leap and start my own business. One of the things that motivated me is I was in public accounting and being paid maybe $20 when the company charges $130 client. It did not feel good to me. I also didn't. I think it could be a win-win situation for me to come on my own and provide the same great service to the small business owners, but charging them less. So I make more, they pay less. It's in like a win-win for me, and that's why I decided to do it. I work with service-based businesses, anywhere from one solo show to maybe 35 employees. It's where my sweet spot is. We fill in the gap where, well, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just me, and now it's too much. Take it on and to a point where, well, it doesn't make sense now to outsource. I need to hire somebody full-time at my company. So that's where accountants and bookkeepers come in place to fill in that gap for you. My personal and business values are honesty and integrity. Growing up from my parents, this is what I got. Just being honest, do it right, and I sleep good at night. This is something that I feel very fortunate. I go to bed with clear conscience because of the way that I conduct myself and the things that I do. If I say I'll do something, I usually do it. So a few things for you I wanted you to get away is tip number 1 is reconcile your accounts before year end. Don't wait until it's too late. You probably don't remember what you had yesterday for lunch. How do you think you're going to remember what you bought 6 months ago? So stay consistent, stay on top. It's much easier when you do it on time. Yes. We mentioned it last week. It's a good time to go through your accounts, the contractors you've been working with, and make sure their information is updated, accurate, that you have their EIN or social security number so you can send them your 1099 in January. And number 3 is if you're behind, you have been procrastinated, now is the best time to get on it. There's no judgment, there's no pressure, and if you want me to help you, I'm happy to do that for you. And
I like
thank
that you just said there's no judgment and no pressure after you put the pressure on.
No pressure of signing up with me. I offer 30-minute consultation, so there's no pressure. I'm not a salesperson. I like doing the numbers, but being a front selling, unlike Nick, I hate this is not my strong suit. It's I want to be behind the computer and putting your numbers where they need to go.
Does anybody have any questions for us?
I'm going to start with a question because I have the mic. I have seen a lot recently. We were at a drive-through yesterday, and it was the first time that we could tell the AI did the entire process. It asked for our order, it repeated it back. My wife, said, "There's no way that this is going to be correct." And it nailed it. Even with food allergies, it nailed the order. And my answer was, well, that's another person that's getting replaced by AI, right? I've been seeing a lot on Facebook, ads that have said, don't hire a bookkeeper. AI can do this for $200, and we'll do your entire year's worth of bookkeeping for $200. For somebody who's got experience in that world, what would you tell a person that sees an ad like that, and what are the pitfalls for falling for something like that?
Yeah, for me, the AI learns as you do it. But if you start with AI, it's gonna give you crap. Like QuickBooks Online, it's been suggesting your categories based on what think it's correct. It is not always correct. Most of the time it's not. You need somebody who can critically think, because okay, you go to Walmart, you can buy a million different things at Walmart. So you still need that human decision. And another thing I want to say, we're bookkeepers, we're not mind readers. We don't know what you bought unless you give us a receipt or you tell us. There are some things, obviously, you go to the 7-Eleven for $40, $50. Well, you probably bought gas, but there are some things that you do need the human and connection with the business owner to make sure that you're doing things right. It is faster, it does get better, but it's not 100% accurate. I've also used ChatGPT and asking, for help and some of the stuff. Nope, that is not right. So I think it will help speed up the things, but it's not gonna replace the humans. Also, I believe now it's where we come in place is the human interaction. So the ChatGPT, you don't have that human connection, and I think that's where the relationships come in place. Having that trust, somebody to call, and AI just uses past data. Like it doesn't necessarily know exactly what this is because things change.
So AI good for taking my hamburger order, maybe not good for figuring out my entire business and my livelihood.
Correct. Yeah, it does. It can bring you insights. Let's say you can put in your financials, and you can tell it, hey, like, compare, this year with past year. Like, what do you see? Any trends? Something that doesn't look right. So it definitely can help pick some things up that you might necessarily would catch.
Any other questions? Do I see? I got a question. All right, here we go.
Okay, I am new to all of the business things, and so I was going to ask just very simple question. Can you explain to me exactly what a bookkeeper would do for my business? Like, I don't know exactly what all it entails. So it sounds silly, but
No, I
have no
think
idea.
there's no silly questions, and
Okay.
Thank you for asking. Usually, the bookkeeper, you as a business, you have expenses, you have revenue. So, in lame terms, the bookkeeper makes sure that all your transactions are recorded and categorized properly. So, at year end, you can go to your tax preparer and say, here's my financials, here's my expenses, here's my revenue, do use it for my tax return. So it helps in categorization, in making sure everything is in, nothing is duplicated, you're not missing stuff. There's a knowledge of, well, is this an expense? Is it a fixed asset? There are implications that the person without the accounting background might not know. And setting things up properly with accounting, and especially with payroll, 90% is making sure it's set up correctly. I just had a client, I was doing their payroll quarterly returns, and I am reconciling and calculating, well, how much should the tax be on these wages? And my number was different than what it was. And so I realized, well, they set up a health insurance incorrectly as after-tax deduction when it should be pre-tax. So this is something a bookkeeper and somebody with accounting background can help you make sure your chart of accounts is set up correctly. If you have new things that come up, they know how to set it up properly.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I just opened my business, so I haven't really had much running. I know I'm keeping track of as much as I can, but
I always start with make sure you separate business and personal transactions. That's kind of the number one thing from the get-go. Have a dedicated business card that you're using strictly for business expenses.
Is not an expense.
Yeah.
There's not just one category for miscellaneous expenses.
Yeah, you can put it in ask your accountant if you're doing it yourself. There is usually account, ask my accountant or ask, and then you go over and.
What do you love most about what you do?
It's, for me, when I get usually messy books, it's like a puzzle. So for me, it's well, what happened? Why this doesn't make sense? Where it comes from? How do I make sure that at the end, the puzzle, the picture is what it needs to be? So it's almost like an investigator work oftentimes, which I really enjoy. And then when I find out what's causing the issue, it's joy. And I just find myself going in. I get in the zone. Sometimes I go in hours if I have a messy project to work on. It's just go, and I kind of lose track of time.
Probably really good at clues.
I don't know what that is.
It's an investigation.
Thank you.